got another one. Claire grinned as one of the wolves toppled to the ground. Blinding pain was felt on her free arm. Seconds later, she could feel the moss on the ground. Get off of me! Claire punched the wolf on its face with the base of the pistol, desperately trying to get it off her arm. Not sure whether it would work, she aimed it at one of the monster's eyes. Pulling the trigger, a blast of light burned through the monster's skull and into its brain. Immediately, its mouth opened. Worried about being attacked by another wolf, Claire grunted and pushed the thing off of her. She hissed in pain, but didn't worry about what had happened. Scrambling to her feet, the pistol was quickly aimed at another wolf. Gritting her teeth, her finger rapidly pulled the trigger several times. How many of you are there? Claire growled. Despite the wolf dying from the shots to its head, Claire didn't feel happy about it. Flashes in the darkness alerted her that either Bill or Hannah had shot at more of the things attacking them. Claire's eyes darted in the dark, trying to detect any movement or the glowing eyes. Her breathing was erratic and heavy from the stress of the battle. I think we got all of them, Bill yelled out, the light from his crystal acting as a beacon. Warily putting away her weapon, the pain on her arm increased as though taking advantage of the adrenaline dying down in the system. Not being able to see it clearly, Claire didn't bother checking it out. She began walking towards where Bill was standing. You okay? Bill asked when she got close enough to be bathed in the red light. Lifting the arm that had been torn into by the wolf's teeth, Claire commented, One of those things got me. Movement made Claire's eyes look over to see Hannah limping. It took her a while to notice what looked like a bite mark on Hannah's right thigh. I got bit by one of those things too, Hannah explained in a tired voice. It sounded as though Hannah would collapse at any moment. Claire hurried over to her friend's side. Taking Hannah's right arm and placing it across her shoulders, she tried to take on as much weight as possible. Thanks, Hannah said. Their surroundings brightened as Abby and the others walked over to where they were standing. I think this is a good experience for the two of you, Abby said in an emotionless tone. You two, go take a breather as we get things prepped with the wolves. We'll bring you over one of the livers you can eat to try and regain some of your strength, Tommy said in a more compassionate tone. Claire nodded, having the feeling of just wanting to go to sleep and not having to worry about anything. You did a good job, Abby said before she walked to where the bodies of the wolves were laying on the ground. Though she was tired, hearing the compliment from her older sister felt good to Claire. She merely smiled happily before hobbling to one of the nearby trees. As gently as she could, Claire placed Hannah on the ground, helping her lean against the large tree. Hannah winced and hissed, her injured leg moving as she sat down. Sorry, Claire quickly said. Shaking her head, Hannah said, It's not your fault. No matter what, I'm sure my leg is going to remind me of how much it hurts. Claire sat down next to Hannah, making sure to sit on the opposite side of her friend's injured leg. During the entire time, Claire's arm was burning in pain. It felt like she'd never experienced anything worse than what the wolf had inflicted on her. Feeling exhausted, Claire leaned her head against the trees and closed her eyes. Wake up, a voice spoke out. Groggily, Claire opened up her eyes. What? I was just resting my eyes for a second. She complained at the voice. When Claire focused on who was talking to her, she noticed that it was Candace. What's up? She asked her sister. I brought some food for you to eat, though it's still raw. Candace offered something in her hand.